So, Simone, nice to have you here. I think I don't have to introduce you. You're one of the most decorated bartenders in the world. But actually, I don't want to talk about awards right now with you. I want to or use the next few minutes to talk about how to find the right people and how to educate them. So, um, I was really impressed when I was listening to the interview with Danielewski, and you were talking about your great time in Artesian Langham and what all these people are still doing until today. I mean, I think it's an honor if someone works for 10 years in the business, but these people are not just in the business, they are successful bar owners all around the world or involved in successful projects. Did you have any chance to take part in the decision who will be a part in the team? Or were you at that time also just a
No,
team member and couldn't have make a
we
decision?
were team member of a big hotel, but still, we had a voice when it came to hire people, simply because they were doing a trial shift, and the feedback was given by us, basically.
Okay.
But ultimately, nowadays, if you want to attract towards you nice people, people with a vision, people willing to be part of something, you need to start by doing your project, your bar or whatever, and that specific concept will attract people that can identify themselves in what you do.
Okay. Okay.
So you need to create a magnet, kind of, and that magnet is called your bar or your project, can be yours or whatever. And then you get requests or you get people interested to work with you. I always say that people that work with you, not for you.
Yeah.
It's very different.
Yeah.
With you.
That's exactly. Yeah, I just heard it in your talk with Sam on the stage right now that team is everything. So
It is absolutely.
if you get a CV, how do you make the decision if it's the right person or not?
CV for me is something like I never gave a lot of weight to the CV because people can write whatever you can write whatever you want,
They can tell every story.
and no one actually commit to do a proper search if you really this person went, unless you got some references and so on. So I always prefer to see the person I always want to see the person.
So
face
then
to face.
it's a talk, a personal talk. You take your
It's
time.
a talk, absolutely. And then we will invite the person at the bar to stay with us for a couple of hours, and see.
So like a test shift. How do you say?
Yeah,
you
you
say
do a
test?
trial shift,
Trial shift.
2-3 hours.
And sometimes, I mean, we all know this process. You hire someone, and it takes a while. You're not too sure. Is it the right one?
Yeah.
Is it not the right one? When is the time that you say, okay, we tried it like several times now, we can't go forward from
Well,
that?
the thing is, everything starts from the first instinct or the intuition.
Yeah.
And with the experience, you have more intuition, I guess,
Okay.
at the first sights.
Yeah.
So the person joined the team, start to work together, and you generally expect that with the time, at the beginning it's new, so everything is new for the person, so you need to give it time to grow and to learn first. And then you expect at least stable performance. In the case this thing doesn't happen, or it's a bit shaky, we always sit down and you speak together. If there's something you need to do better for them to feel better, we always offer, what can we
Okay.
do? What's going on? How do you feel? And generally you always find a solution.
Okay.
If there's no solution, there's a solution.
Yeah, there's a solution. Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
ultimately, people need to be happy in the place. If you're not happy, you cannot
perform.
you cannot sprinkle your
yeah.
happiness amongst others.
Yeah, true. Now that we are talking about, or we were talking about Artesian, which is like pre-COVID.
It's even before that.
It's even
It's two back then.
Yeah.
Now there's SIPS.
And Now SIPS is after COVID. Do you see, or do you have a change of people want to work in, or do you see a different approach in the next generation?
I think that sooner or later things will be settled again. Every 5 years we have a new generation of colleagues pretty much.
Okay.
And a human being tends to forget very easily things in general, unfortunately. Especially the serious things, the bad things. But COVID has perhaps resettled certain things, but nah, life goes on.
Life goes on, yeah, definitely, definitely. And if you have new members in your team, how do you educate them?
You need to make them feel part of it, encourage them to do things, encourage them to also to make mistakes.
Yeah. Okay.
Because ultimately, if you tell them, don't do this, don't do that, this is the way you do it, this is the way you do it, they don't learn the way how not to do it.
Okay.
So they will never know the limit of what's right and what's a mistake. So I let them do mistakes. Maybe I'll stay next to them so I can assist them if something goes wrong.
Okay.
But at least they learn.
They have to, yeah.
And they will never forget that.
Yeah, if you don't make no mistakes, you never tried it. But do they have to follow a certain program if someone is new in your bar?
Well, to say we have a specific program, it will limit a lot.
Okay.
The flow of things. Now, at the beginning, we used to hire colleagues that could cover all the position according to the situation.
Okay.
But now, as the team it's bigger now, we find more pragmatic
Okay.
to get colleagues that are focusing perhaps on service or preparation or drinks execution.
Okay.
You know,
Okay.
or like managing the
So
door.
they have their specialty and.
Well, but ultimately they can also grow into it more, no?
Okay.
So we had a colleague, she said, look, I'm not really keen to know more about bars, but I want to learn more about how to manage people in the floor,
Okay.
you know, working the floor, managing the bookings are fantastic.
So you're looking for the individual skill set, and then you
Yes,
try to
because
perform that.
everyone is different, and that's the beauty of that,
Yeah,
you know?
definitely, definitely.
That's the beauty of that.
I followed your Instagram, and there is this program, apprenticeship, something like this.
At the SIPS in Barcelona, yes.
Can you tell me something about
Well,
that?
every month we receive between 3 to 5 colleagues from all over the world.
Okay.
They stay with us 3 weeks.
Okay.
And in those 3 weeks, they basically will experience the 360 degrees of SIPS.
Okay.
Servings, preparation, cocktail making, SIPS Drinkery House and SIPS Essentia, which is our new space.
Yeah.
And it's totally free. They stay with us, they have food with us.
Okay.
And they only have to take a flight and the accommodation.
Oh, wow.
And we went over. We're about to reach almost 85, 90 people.
Okay.
I'm really excited because in the next 2 months we will reach 100 people that stay with us.
That's great. That's great. And you stay in contact?
Yeah, of
and
course.
you build a network of bartenders all over the world. So that's great. That's great. Thank you very much, man.
You are most welcome. Grazie.
Great information. Thank you.
I'll see you in Barcelona at SIPS.
Yes, definitely. Definitely. Yeah.